Oh, uh-oh. Oh, shit. Assassin. No. Yeah. Hmm. Do it again. Good and a golden. Hmm. What I do is I get on that fucking towel, dude. I'm getting on that towel.
Positing that the universe has an ultimate cause, which itself has no cause, is an appropriate remedy.
So everything that we experience in our human lives has a cause, but now the universe is like the one exception to that.
Yeah, I would say the universe goes through changes. It evolves, states or whatever things happen, but the universe itself.
It's time to kill that little buddy, right?
Okay, and as the universe changes, that's just a change that causes itself, or is it caused by
It's changes in conditions. Conditions of the universe. I mean, Jesus had a temporal existence on this earth, but Christians tell us that he's eternal. At least that's what they believe, since they resolved the Arian controversy, which then there was another controversy because the Catholics were like, let's actually change it slightly. But, and if God can do, if God does things, um, but God has no cause, then I kind of feel like, well, that's the same thing, isn't it? But then people will just argue that God is atemporal. But I mean, that just is completely nonsensical. And you can argue, like, well, yeah, I mean, a being such as God does not, is outside logic or would not make sense to different times. And okay, we're an imperfectly or ultimate effect or causation doesn't need to make sense to people either. So it's kind of like there. Again, I don't find these to be like necessarily like satisfactory answers, but again, I don't see really a problem with any of them, and they just simply undermine these supposed answers to these questions. But maybe maybe the question is invalid. Maybe the universe is just simply uncaused, and then we don't need a creator in the first place. Perhaps time is cyclical and not linear, and there is no beginning. Like, where does the creator start? That doesn't make any sense. It's an invalid question. So maybe these questions just aren't it's appropriate. Who knows?
So I don't know that I'd say that these questions aren't appropriate because, of course, if they, yeah, but if there is a creator that is of paramount importance, but if there's not, that, would change the way that some people live their lives. I'd still say that the question is important, but we can argue it one way or another. But I don't even think that this argument requires the universe as a whole to have a God. I think more essentially what I'm arguing is that for a particular thing to exist at any particular moment, that requires God.
I'd say two things. Why? And if God exists, why does God not require an explanation for its existence?
Literally. Oh, okay. So I guess I can start with why, and then after that we go into why God would have an explanation for his existence. But we can say that I'm not talking about the universe as a whole. I'm talking about any particular thing. Now we know how the universe was created, what happened, how it happened. But any particular thing that currently exists,
Well, but I don't think I would imagine anything other than the universe materialistically at least
Find somewhere safe.
And it's not important if there is a parallel universe for the sake of the universe. Or anything like that. Now, an interesting question, which could be kind of sort of the same thing, is why does something exist rather than nothing? And people say that
That's interesting, but
I don't know. I mean, if something exists, then logically nothing can't exist, or it's impossible for nothing to exist. So I don't really see how we need a God for that. But then you talk to weirdos that say like only God can grant logic. So anyway, I rambled for a really have at it with whatever you want to
No, yeah, I'm interested in those scientific explanations. I'm not a science person myself. That's all very interesting to me. But that seems to me to be just atheists like yourself who criticize the existence of God for being, a special thinking fallacy. That seems to be the ultimate form of special thinking fallacy. By saying that everything else that we experience at least has a cause. But the universe itself, that's the one special case that doesn't have a cause. That seems to me to be the ultimate form of special thinking.
but it's not. No,
So
that was a bluff.
You sent many probes now on the radar. And radar and probes, yes. A bunch of probes that it's very hard. It's not very pressure for us to prove quickly. The longest thing to do was a training evidence of other things. And it's, the space programs that sent.
Yeah.
So you have probes, pulse, and you have probes.
His property manager if they had any available units that they could look at, and these property managers said yes. And the black testers would walk into his property, ask if they had any available units they might be able to look at, and the property manager said no. So then they indicted the property manager with a question. Dirty question. But when they would get into ugly, so they put the letter C in the colored and they throw it in a lump. And the fact that this was specifically an order from their boss, Donald J. Trump. That's why it's all super person that gets Trump. And then when it was to court, Trump was like, oh fuck, I can't be found guilty of violating civil rights. So he's like, I'm going to sue. So then he settled, which included putting ads in the New York State newspaper that said that he would live to black people. And then he later went on to write a book, and he admitted to doing it. But in this book, he said he didn't do it because they're black, he did it because they were poor. I mean, sure, maybe true. That doesn't change my opinion of president. They said it should, because guess what? Black people are American too. And any
No,
president, it's not fair to any president and a leader for just one racial demographic of the country, but rather once again, this is what I was trying to tell you. To Americans. This is the drama. And that was even intimidating. You say that you could just kind of tell the military still has it. And then you have Donald Trump depicting the two most successful black people in the history of our country as literal apes, as gorillas on Truth Social. And this wasn't 30 years ago, this was 2 months ago. And Donald Trump was perpetuating the very racist trope and stereotype that black people love.
Wait, you're talking about the AI video or something?
Yeah, that was something.
Did you know that they get this stuff for free?
Oh!
No, not the scam. I actually went out of the pledge in the business. Makes total sense. Let me explain. Most of those non-quality play hours fail because they.
You genuinely think that has anything to do with it? Definitely you're just graphic. Because he's posted so many videos. Yeah, you're graphic.
No.
You know that's a graphic. Teaching it graphic, graphic.
No.
I agree that it's always racist because black people's monkeys.
Obviously not. I mean, yeah, it's not right. No, that's what I'm saying. Not
I
right.
agree that that's always racist.
I mean, not in that demographic, no. Because I don't think it was intended to be racist.
It's not always racist with black people's monkeys. Can I tell you why?
No. But there was, well, I could see how you would say that, but I'm saying I don't think the video was just a bunch of kids. Everyone, there was other people looking in that video that were not black.
No, actually, there was no other video. And
That's not really bad. That's a really bad. You think he got on his computer? No, I'm going to find it. That's Obama has a Come on.
And you just made a really bad point about that video. You said that in that video, there were a bunch of other people depicted as black. Okay, do you know the Harry Sisson? And look at the
I know who Harry is. They're very good. I know who Harry is. I don't know who that is.
okay. Let's start with Harry. We agree that a lot of people like to call Harry gay.
Couldn't tell you, I don't watch the guys. I think it's like a little bit, it's like kind of like
A lot of people,
you know, the people,
a lot of people on the right,
hate them.
a lot of people on the right. Okay. And in that video, they think for me. Do you think that this means that there could have been a connotation between this depiction of the deep video and the fact that everybody thinks that Harry is gay? Okay.
No.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't say that pink flamingo means gay. No, I wouldn't. That's a very stupid statement in my opinion.
So men have to have a pink?
So okay. So the conversation between
Yeah.
The IQ test, by the way, it's 143. It's what?
What?
Very unintelligent.
what's Mensa?
Mensa.
Mensa, don't know what that is.
You don't know what Mensa is, but you have a 143 IQ. Yeah, holy
I mean, actually, that's like tough.
yeah, dude took a BuzzFeed quiz online though.
I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, back to so the reason why Harry Sisson as a pink flamingo is an insinuation to the fact that a lot of people on the right think that Harry Sisson is gay. Is because like what? What's associated with gay? Femininity and flamboyance. Okay? I just told you
People get no. Why though? Not that.
Trump's one will make gas cheaper.
I'm still not that long.
For the claim, yeah, Trump's one will make gas cheaper is the statement cheaper oil.
Yeah, this
What will make this oil cheaper?
It's not just for oil, obviously. There's a community country.
So do you think that, just one moment, do you think that this statement, and I quote, cheaper
Okay.
oil, provides evidence for the claim that Trump's will make gas cheaper? Wait, let me help you out here. Okay, it seems like you're saying
It will. That's
so let's provide it. So now what's the evidence for the claim that Trump's will make oil cheaper?
We will obviously get oil cheaper because we will have everything we need. Just like the whole thing with, what's that? Venezuela. Those two together will make our oil cheaper.
Okay, I'm asking you for the evidence. So far you said you'll have it. Yes, okay, that's the next piece of evidence.
What evidence? I mean, is it that hard to comprehend?
Yeah, the evidence.
That one with.
The evidence for the claim is when, what do you think the whole war about?
About that. No, it wasn't about that.
I guess. Second statement is really what you think the whole war is
I
about.
only talk to incompetent people that
Anybody
think
other
obviously
evidence for the
people
claim
claim I'm saying.
that Trump's war and Iran and oil?
You said what? Repeat that, sorry. Okay, and you're
Do you have any other evidence for the claim?
oh.
I was kidding, but go ahead. Sure. Okay, do you have any other evidence that Trump's war and Iran will make oil prices cheaper?
Sure, I can do this. Let's find out.
Sit down and dig it. Do you have any other evidence that Trump's war and Iran will make? I just want you to have as much time and opportunity as you want to provide ample evidence.
I mean, I'm still trying to understand, kind of prove my, told you why.
You didn't prove
You
it.
provided sufficient evidence for the factors. So let's go through it. So the claim was Trump's war and Iran will. The first piece of evidence. You're taking the shift to So you are doing this totally perfect. So in debate, maybe you look at the positive claim. The positive claim is just you affirming a statement from the opposition. So you, in virtue of the fact that you made that positive claim, possess the evidence. You ever heard the phrase burden of evidence before?
Oh, is he?
They provide it in a sentence.
Okay. I have the burden of proof to demonstrate that God exists because I'm claiming in a debate. So don't feel the phrases. So it doesn't seem like you're really familiar with 142 IQ, by the way. So a burden of